News here at 5. Governor Polis giving his State of the State address today, and part of that speech focused on illegal immigration here in Colorado.
Yeah, and new tonight, Fox 31's Vicente Arenas is sitting down with the governor one-on-one to discuss just how far state law enforcement agencies should cooperate with agencies like ICE. Vicente.
The governor spent several minutes today talking about immigration in Colorado. He told us afterwards in this one-on-one interview that local law enforcement authorities should cooperate with agencies like ICE to remove criminals from the country.
So we look forward to working with ICE and the FBI to detain and deport dangerous criminals.
Governor Polis said in his State of the State address, undocumented criminals should be deported. After his speech, we sat down with Governor Polis and asked how far Colorado would go in working with federal immigration agencies.
Should local police departments work with ICE when perhaps they cannot determine if someone is a citizen during a regular traffic stop?
Well, local law enforcement works closely with ICE, as does the state troopers.
ICE agents were alongside Aurora police recently when they arrested undocumented migrants at an apartment complex where gangs have reportedly been a problem.
Would you say that the Venezuelan Tren de Aragua gang's presence here, was that a problem?
Yeah, there's been, gang problems in Denver and Aurora for many decades, and we have gangs like Bloods and Crips that have been here. We have Mexican gangs now, the addition of the risk of Venezuelan gangs.
If there were more crimes being committed by undocumented migrants in our state, would you direct CBI and state police to perhaps have a more aggressive participation in going after undocumented migrants?
We make no distinction in apprehending criminals. The difference is we get more federal help if they're undocumented, and that ultimately it's the federal government that will detain and deport that person.
We also asked the governor if he was worried about the threats the Trump administration has made about starting Operation Aurora in Colorado.
Well, we don't know what, really, frankly, have any idea what Operation Aurora is or would be. I mean, if you do, please describe it to me. But the general principles I've laid out are that we appreciate and welcome more help from the federal government to go after criminals.
The governor today said he's hoping the Trump administration and federal lawmakers continue working on a path to citizenship for both Dreamers and DACA recipients. At the state capitol, Vicente Arenas, Fox 31.